Did you know that Tetsuya Nomura came up with the story idea for Kingdom Hearts Coded when he was drunk off his ass? Doesn't that fact just inspire so much confidence that it's going to be a worthwhile experience? So yeah, to elaborate, Coded is the result of Disney wanting a Kingdom Hearts game for mobile phones in Japan, where there was a big market for those sorts of things. Disney had already attempted a Kingdom Hearts mobile phone game on their own, and it didn't turn out well. So, Square Enix agreed to help them develop another one, and the result was Coded, released during the tail end of 2008 in demo form, and then updating in monthly playable chapters from June 2009 to January 2010. Now, when I first heard about this seemingly Japan-only game, I thought it was going to be harmless, and I think many people did too. But then Nomura confirmed that its story is important to the overall series, which confused everyone, seeing as there's even less of a chance people will play this than there was that they'd play the original GBA version of Chain of Memories. On top of that, the game's story is awful. It happens because Mickey Mouse discovers a mysterious message in Jiminy Cricket's journal that Jiminy swears he didn't write, and so Mickey has the journal digitized and turned into a computer program because that will somehow let him discover who wrote the message and what it means? But then a virus infects the program, and so they create a digital version of Sora inside of it to go fight the bugs that the virus creates. But then Disney Castle actually gets digitized, and Maleficent and Pete are behind everything, except that they're not. And then it turns out that the alleged real culprit isn't entirely responsible either, and there was clearly no firm plan in mind for it up until its ending. So every playable chapter feels exactly like how they were written, as they went along rather than all together at the same time. The story is an absolute mess as a result, which is particularly bad when its core premise is so shaky and confusing to begin with. And the ending that it reaches is basically a glorified advertisement for other Kingdom Hearts games that will fully explain it. Fuck off. All of this might have been alleviated if the game itself was any good, but it's really not. There is very little originality about any of it. The gameplay, graphics, music, and levels all feel reminiscent of what we've already seen done before and done better in the original Kingdom Hearts and Chain of Memories. It's a boring game. Once in a while you might get something fun, like some funny lines in the script, or some neat gameplay shift like when it becomes a classic turn-based RPG in the Hercules world, but it's hardly worth the tedium it takes to get to them. The accessibility problem for players outside of Japan was later remedied when, following Coded's completion, it was remade into a Nintendo DS title called Recoded and distributed worldwide. A 3-hour cutscene movie adaptation of the game is also included in one of the HD collections. But if anything, Recoded and its movie adaptation only made things worse. When taken out of its episodic context, the story is even more blatant in how bad it is, and some entirely new scenes get added in that just make it even more frustrating and confusing. This is the Kingdom Hearts game that most critics and fans alike consider to be a worthless piece of shit, and if I said I disagreed with them, I'd be lying. I don't like this game in any of its incarnations. I think it was a mistake, and I think it's best off being skipped entirely.